What's good, everybody out there on YouTube? This is your man Shadicstick dropping some hot frogga on this mic, and today we're going to be talking about the possibility of an Unleashed Remaster coming to be announced at South by Southwest. South by Southwest is about a week away, and what I wanted to do is basically bring up some gameplay changes that could come with a remaster of Unleashed, and just some changes overall that I feel would fit the game. The first gameplay change I feel like we need to see is to use Generations physics. Generations has the best physics when it comes to any boost game, period. There's none that can contest it. Sonic Unleashed, while it had, pretty decent physics at best for what it was, it still felt very slippery at times and just does not compare to Colors or Generations. And Gens compared to Colors is like night and day still. It's something that I think we have to really appreciate when it comes to Sonic Generations, and that is the physics. So for them to use Sonic Unleashed physics in a Sonic Unleashed remix, I feel would be pretty criminal, and I feel like using Generations physics in it would be a whole lot better. This is evident by the Unleashed project. Now, they would have to basically tweak some parts of the stages to work with the new physics, but for the most part, it would really help the gameplay a lot. And again, tweaking some of these levels such as Eggman Land would be a great help, because many of them were made in lieu of not having, different dynamic camera angles, etc., etc. And I felt like that was something that could have been, changed. When I say camera changes, I mean Eggman Land. And the last major thing I would change is the length of the Werehog stages. The Werehog stages at their base are not bad. They're actually pretty fun, and once you get into them, you really like them. But when they get dragged out from, what I would consider a short, beat 'em up stage or hack and slash stage of about 15 to 20 minutes, they get dragged out to about 30 minutes at times. And even if you believe that, oh, I am the best Werehog speedrunner, this is not an issue, well, guess what? They're still too long by those standards. It does not help the pace of the game when you have these 30-minute long stages and then, these short 5 to 6 minute stages that come in between, 3 or 4 of these long stages. Especially when the boost gameplay is superior to the Werehog gameplay. In terms of just gameplay upgrades, that's all I really see fit outside of control scheme, and I feel like they would change that horrendous control scheme of modern Sonic to fit, the Generations and Forces and Colors mold, because Unleashed has the weakest set of controls on any Sonic game that I've seen, or the wackest, let me say that, the wackest set of controls in any Sonic game I've ever seen. Like boost and homing attack and air dash all on one button. Come on, Sonic team, what were you thinking? Now, I want to talk about graphical upgrades. Now, while Unleashed is beautiful, it still needs a lot of polishing. There's a lot of textures that are just really low res, especially on the 360 version of the game, and I felt like a lot could be done to boost this up. There are a lot of graphical effects that I think could use higher resolutions, because I think some of them run at like quarter resolutions, etc., to basically make Unleashed run on these older generation platforms. Don't get me wrong, for their time, and when Unleashed released at their time, those consoles, the 360 and the PS3, were extremely powerful, again, for the time. But nowadays, by today's standards, they aren't really as powerful as they were back then. They're more like potatoes nowadays. And Unleashed was made in mind thinking that since these are the most powerful things out there, we're gonna throw everything we have at it. And because of that, you have certain things that had to be cut back on, like the texture resolutions on the water in Adabat Palace that just look horrendously gross. And on top of that, you have this really variable frame rate on PS3 that fluctuates anywhere from 20 to 60 frames per second. And then on the 360, while it's capped at 30 and the frame rate is generally lower, it's a more stable experience because it is capped. So again, I feel like in order to mitigate this on newer platforms, because even now Unleashed stages are pretty demanding. Look at the Generations Unleashed project. Those stages really show that they are demanding. You need some really good hardware to get 60 FPS on those stages. So I feel like we need a performance and graphics options on consoles. Graphics gives us the best possible looking game we can get while maintaining a 30 FPS capped frame rate, and performance gives us 60 FPS but with the original graphics of Unleashed with maybe a raised resolution instead. But you know, what the heck, I guess it doesn't matter, you know, they could just port it and it just be, you know, decent. The last portion of this video I wanted to speak on was the platforms that the game should come to, and this needs to come to every platform it can. Xbox One, PS4, the Nintendo Switch, PC, every platform needs this, and especially the Switch owners, because the Sonic games have been selling like hotcakes on Nintendo Switch, with Forces and Mania selling the best on Nintendo Switch over every other platform. And one thing I think PC players of Sonic games really deserve is a good PC port for once. In the past, these Sonic PC ports have been half-baked, giving you limited options, only really having resolution, a crappy double buffer VSync, and maybe an anti-aliasing option or aliasing option, whatever you want to say, and only offering FXAA at best. In the case of Sonic Lost Worlds, you don't even get any kind of anti-aliasing or aliasing options. You just kind of have to wing it and hope for the best. So again, I hope they optimize this for every platform and bring it to every platform the best that they can. This is a demanding title, but I think every platform from this generation can play, you know, Unleashed at any type of, you know, graphical option and be fine, really. Thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to share my opinions on what I think could come from South by Southwest if we were to get an Unleashed remaster. If not, you know, this is just still an idea for a Sonic Unleashed port. This is me, your man, Shadicstick. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Share this out with your friend. Remember, this is a conversation. If you feel differently than me, go ahead and type it in the comment section below. If you think Unleashed does not deserve ports or an HD port or a remaster to modern day console systems and platforms, tell me why down in that comment section. I really like reading you guys' answers, and I really like looking at what you guys have to say. I'm sorry for no face cam today. This is recorded late at night, and I really wanted to get something out and get something to you guys quickly. Again, this is me, your man, Shadicstick, and I'm out. Hot Faraga turns to Cold Blizzaga. Go chill out with some of my other videos. Peace. Kiss, kiss.